What if I told you that the worst day of your life is the day you win the jackpot? Right now, millions of people are praying for the winning numbers, completely unaware that they are begging for a financial death sentence. Here is the dark reality of sudden wealth. Every week, hundreds of millions of dollars change hands. One ticket, one moment, one life altered forever. We have been sold the same story our entire lives. Work hard, struggle, dream big. And if the universe finally smiles on you, you win, you escape, you are free. But that story is a lie, because the data tells a different one. Within 5 years of winning, 70% of lottery winners go broke, not just back to where they started. Broke. Some go further into debt than they ever were before they won. Think about that. They had everything, and they lost it. This is not a coincidence. This is not bad luck. This is a pattern. And once you understand why it happens, you will never look at a lottery ticket the same way again. There is a reason the lottery exists. And it is not to make you rich. Every single year, Americans spend more on lottery tickets than on books, movies, music, and sports combined. We are talking over $100 billion drained from the pockets of ordinary people chasing an extraordinary dream. The lottery is not a game of chance. It is a machine, perfectly engineered, and you are the product. It preys on something deeply human, not greed, not foolishness. Hope, the desperate, beautiful, irrational belief that this time could be different, that one slip of paper could rewrite your entire story. But here is what the billboards don't tell you. Here is what the smiling faces on the TV ads don't say. The lottery does not just give you money. It gives you a problem you were never built to solve. You see, the average lottery winner has spent their entire life inside a specific financial reality. A paycheck, a budget, a ceiling on what is possible. Then, overnight, that ceiling disappears, and it breaks them. Not because they are stupid, not because they are reckless, because the human brain was never designed to process sudden, massive, unearned wealth. There is no instinct for it, no muscle memory, no map. You were handed a Ferrari, but nobody ever taught you how to drive. And the road ahead? It only goes downhill from here. Let's talk about your brain. Right now, your brain has a financial identity, a number it considers normal, a ceiling on what feels real, safe, and yours. Psychologists call this a financial set point, and yours was built slowly over a lifetime, shaped by every paycheck, every bill, every time you checked your bank account and felt that quiet knot in your stomach. Now imagine that number gets obliterated overnight, not doubled, not tripled, multiplied by 1,000. This is where most people assume the story gets good. The mansion, the cars, the freedom. But neuroscientists see something different. When the brain receives wealth, it did not earn. Wealth with no memory attached to it, no struggle, no context. It cannot categorize it. There is no neural framework for it. The brain registers the number, but it cannot make it feel real. So it does what it always does when something doesn't compute. It panics. Quietly, invisibly. Clinicians have a name for what follows: sudden wealth syndrome. It is a documented psychological condition. Symptoms include crippling anxiety, paranoia, guilt, and a profound sense of being an imposter inside your own life. You have the money, but you do not feel like the kind of person who has the money. And that gap between the account balance and the identity is where the self-destruction begins. Consider the story of Evelyn Adams. She won the New Jersey lottery twice, once in 1985, once in 1986. back-to-back jackpots worth a combined $5.4 million. Odds so astronomical, they made international headlines. By the early 2000s, she was living in a trailer. She did not lose the money to fraud. She did not lose it to one catastrophic decision. She gave it away, piece by piece, to friends, to family, to strangers who showed up at her door with stories and open hands. Because she did not have the psychological infrastructure to say no, and nobody around her wanted her to. That is not stupidity. That is a person whose identity was not built to hold what life handed her. Now here is where it gets deliberately cruel. The moment your name appears in that press release, and in most US states it must, you stop being a person. You become a target. Within days of a public lottery announcement, winners report receiving hundreds of letters, investment offers, business proposals, charity requests, long-lost relatives materializing from decades of silence, each one carefully worded, each one designed to feel personal. It is not personal, it is predatory, and it is organized. There is an entire shadow economy that activates the moment a winner is named. Lawyers who specialize in wealth protection, financial advisors who collect enormous commissions, self-proclaimed consultants with no credentials and persuasive smiles. They are not waiting for you to call them. They are already in the lobby, and then there is the social destruction. This part is quieter, more insidious, and in many ways, more devastating than going broke. Money rewrites the social contract. The moment the people around you know your number, they stop seeing you. They see what you represent, what you could do for them, what you owe them. Old friendships calcify into transactions. Family dinners become negotiations. The person who was once one of us is now something else entirely. And the resentment that breeds is ancient and vicious. Researchers at the University of Warwick studied lottery winners and their social networks. The findings were stark. The bigger the win, the faster the winner's circle of genuine relationships collapsed. Not because the winner changed, because everyone around them did. Jack Whittaker knew this better than anyone. In 2002, he won $315 million, the largest single-ticket jackpot in American history at the time. He was already a millionaire, a self-made businessman, exactly the kind of person you would assume could handle sudden wealth. Within 4 years, his granddaughter, the person he publicly dedicated his win to, was dead of a drug overdose. His daughter followed. He was robbed, sued, arrested. He told reporters with no theatrics and no self-pity, "I wish I'd torn that ticket up." $315 million. And the only thing it successfully purchased was the complete destruction of everything he actually valued. This is not a cautionary tale. It is a case study. A predictable outcome produced by a predictable system operating exactly as designed. Here is the part nobody wants to say out loud. The lottery is a regressive tax. That is not an opinion. That is what economists call it. It extracts a disproportionate share of its revenue from lower-income communities, the very people with the least financial education, the fewest professional connections, and the thinnest safety nets. The system does not accidentally produce broke winners. It produces them by design. It hands life-changing money to people it has spent decades ensuring are unprepared to receive it. No financial literacy, no legal guidance, maximum public exposure, immediate pressure to decide. It is not a lottery. It is a trap with better marketing. But here is the uncomfortable truth buried under all of it. The rare winners who keep their money share a pattern so consistent it reads like a formula. They claim anonymously where the law allows. They do not touch a dollar for 6 months. They build a team, a tax attorney, a fee-only financial advisor, a therapist, before they spend anything. And then they treat the win not as a reward, but as a responsibility. They do not ask, "What do I want?" They ask, "What does this money need to become?" That single shift in mindset is the difference between a statistic and a success story. The lottery does not curse you. It reveals you. It strips away every comfortable illusion about your relationships, your identity, your resilience, and it holds a mirror up to all of it at the worst possible moment with the whole world watching. The 70% do not go broke because they are weak. They go broke because the system was built to ensure they would. And because nobody, not the state, not the bank, not the smiling face on the billboard, ever had any interest in teaching them otherwise. So here is the question I want you to sit with. If the lottery is designed to fail the people who win it, what does it say about a society that keeps selling the ticket? Leave your answer below. The responses to that question are always more revealing than any jackpot.